Hey, Louise. Before we get into specific questions, I would like you to share your brief background and then how your purpose has evolved through your life and work experiences.
Okay. Well, I was born and grew up in England, in London, South London, in the 80s and 90s, and then moved to Australia in the early 2000s. And I think one of the forming kind of experiences when I was in England was that my family were a respite care family for children with disability. And so we had connections with children for sometimes for 15 years, from them being around 3 until they were 18 and went into adult services. And they might only stay with us for evenings, weekends, school holidays. So it was kind of short-term respite, but often long placements. And I am an only child. I have a half-sister. So for me, I feel like I was born into community services. So that just felt like how the world worked. So diversity and difference was just, I hate the word normal, but it was how life was. Also growing up in London is a lot more diverse than Perth. So culturally diverse and just generally, you have just really different people. So I found that, that was a good starting point, and it's got less and less diverse going from Sydney to Perth over the years. But so in my 20s, moved to Sydney. Didn't really plan to do that. I think my life has been a series of opening doors and opportunities, so not particularly a planned career or path. But I did some work in scuba diving, interestingly, in Sydney, because I was interested in that. But the disability and working with vulnerable people in the community must have been a thread, because I ended up doing my certificate to teach people with disability how to dive. And there's not too many of those in Australia or globally. And then I moved to Perth in 2005, and I had my daughter in 2006. So she's turned 16 this year. So really Perth, the first role I had in Perth was an organisation that did work with disability, but also seniors. So I think I was attracted to it because of my disability experience.